Computer. Good morning, and we are going to start in toes pose. So come to sit with your hips on your heels, like Leah here, and then curl your toes under and bring your hips back to your heels. And so for some of us, it might be helpful to put the block on the Achilles tendon here and have a little bit of a higher perch, or even 2 blocks will do. But you definitely want to stretch the bottoms of your feet. And it's going to create some intensity. So take your left hand right to your sternum and take your right hand to your forehead and set your face forward with your eyes closed and come into your breath. I was listening to a podcast by Brene Brown yesterday about calm. And she said that anxiety is contagious, but so is calm. Soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, and stay with your breath. So if we aspire to be a calm presence in these challenging times, then we need to practice. It doesn't just come inherently. Some of us aren't born calm and others born anxious. We're all practicing towards calm. Keep your left hand on your heart, take your right hand to your low belly. Stay with your breath. Anxiety tends to constrict us and tighten us in. Calm relaxes, releases, and allows us to broaden and radiate. So if you want to feel a little more radiate here, move your elbows away from your body slightly. Take your breath into your side ribs. Lift up on your side ribs and come longer through your spine. Good. Generous breath. 3 more cycles. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Full breath in. Float at the top of the inhale. Breathe in. Float at the top of the inhale. No reaction. And release. Hands to the ground. Take your block and move it out of the way. You're using it. And then pitter patter your feet on the floor, like making a little bit of thunder there. Noise. Let me know how you felt about it. And then return hips to heels, this time toes long. Take your hands to prayer right at your heart. Lean your weight back and lift your knees up off the floor. Lean back, stretch the tops of your feet. So there's a little engagement. You'll catch yourself with your core muscles. A bit of balance. You'll figure it out through the wobbling where your center steady spot is. Shoulders back and down, chin in, back of the neck long. 3 breaths in. In. Good, deep breath in. And exhale, knees down, hands down, all 4s. Flap your feet, flap, flap, flap. And then curl under your toes, lift your knees a couple inches off the ground. Pause right there. Drop the belly, lift the heart, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. Good. Inhale, cow spine. And exhale, down face dog. Bring the sit bones up high, drop the head, take a deep breath in, and sigh out. And then feel for what you feel. And shift and adjust in any way that supports you, in any way that lets you respond to what's going on in your shoulders, in your low back, a little more ground underneath your hands and your feet. Mm. Nice job. Inhale, sit bones up nice and high. Exhale, bend the knees and bring the feet forward to a hip distance. Stretch the spine long first. Take the hands behind the low back and interlace the hands second. Bring the knuckles back, pull the heart forward third. Yeah, Leah's got a little bend in her knees. That's really helpful. I hope you do too. And then exhale, fold over, tuck your chin. Bring the arm bones together behind you and the knuckles up. Use the bind that you're creating. We're going to work with binds in a few different shapes today. And so when we have that kind of leverage, we want to use it. We want to leverage into the opportunity. Leverage your feet down into the ground and you'll feel the sit bones can come up higher. Leverage the palms together, the arm bones together, and the front of the heart space, the front of the shoulder girdle is going to open. Bring your chin into your throat. Last deep breath in and exhale, hands to the ground. Now keep the feet hip distance. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take a few breaths like that. Flat back on your inhale. Just stretch, and then exhale, release, and get a moment with gravity, dangle. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And last one, stretch forward, fill up, and step back, high plank pose. Good, long and lean then. Long and lean. Bring your front ribs up into your body and pull your heart up into your body. Good. That's it. I saw Leah just put a little micro bend in her elbows. That wakes up the arm muscles. So she's feeling for where her strength is and calling that forward. And you can do that. You can call forward anything that you need on your mat today. Drop your knees down to the ground and then come halfway down and all the way down, flat down. Take your hands off to the side of the mat. We're going to do a little Spidey Cobra. So take the hands off and grip up onto your finger pads and loop your shoulders up to your ears and then back down away from your ears and glide them way back into the back pockets. Make your legs super strong. So feel how the tops of your feet can push into the ground. Locate your pubic bone and anchor there. And then inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And see if you can use more from your back body strength and less from your head. So see if you can lift your heart up and keep your chin in and use some back body strength to wake yourself up. Claw and grip into the floor and wing your elbows up so that you're using the leverage of the floor to figure out how to get into the tight spaces in the upper back where the ribs are connected there. Good. Nice. And then hands along your side, come on up, a little baby cobra or higher if it feels right to you. And exhale, child's pose, push back. So we're going to use a sloppy cobra today. If you're used to practicing with me, likely you've practiced it before. But if you're new, the arms sweep around to the sides, to back behind you. And then you'll come up to stand on your knees a little bit. So just lift up and lean back into your hands like a sloppy cobra. So the hands aren't going to be on the floor, on the heels. Yeah, and then just lift the hips a little bit. There you go. Feel for a breath in, and then exhale, sweep the hands along the floor, out like a circle, back to child's pose. Let's do a couple so that we can get it in the muscle memory. Inhale, sweep and lift. And exhale, drop the bum and reach forward. And you'll see that Leah's hips really aren't lifting very high off her heels. She's just giving a little bit as her body opens. She might find a bit more stretch today, but even a little bit is all you want. You just want to feel the quadriceps opening up and the front body opening up. Last one, inhale, lift, and exhale, back to child's pose. Now push into the hands, come up to all fours, belly low, heart up, cow pose, inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Quite a journey through that little intro variation of Sun A. Let's see where we can go with it. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat your back. Exhale, fold. We'll take this one up to stand. Push down, rise up, reach and be tall. And exhale, descend, dive right back down. Beautiful, ladies. Inhale, lengthen, ladies and bird. Exhale, step back, high plank pose. Inhale, glide forward, knees down, come all the way down. Inhale, Cobra Asana. Exhale, Child's Pose. Sweep your hands back. Use the next inhale to lift. Sloppy Camel. And exhale, Child's Pose. Drop the forehead all the way down to the ground and then lift up all fours. Cow. Inhale. Exhale, down face dog. It needs more breath. That's all it needs. And it's going to start to flow very organically through your body. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then up you go, all the way up. Up to the fingertips, and then right back down. Lengthen, lengthen, it's a stretch. And step. And there's an extra inhale here to help you find your strength. You might use that to float a little, and then drop the knees and use your muscles, soft to the ground. Cobra, back body, wake up. And Child's, release back, sigh. And then stretch, sweep and lift, sloppy camel. Child's Pose. Cow, all fours. And slide back, down face. That's it. Stay connected with your breath. That's a really good tip. Actually, Brene Brown didn't use that literal cue as a tip for staying calm, but she demonstrated it. So when she was demonstrating in her conversation, you could hear her using her breath to anchor herself. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk or float the feet to the front of your mat. We'll do it again. You follow breath, follow motor pattern, lengthen and fold. I'll turn the track up a little bit. This is DJ Taz Rashid, his latest release, and he's allowing yoga teachers to share his music in their classes through this pandemic. So really grateful to him. High plank. Shift and find your way, exhaling down, inhaling up. Child's Pose. Then the lift and the open. Good. Child's Pose. All fours. Inhale, cow. And exhale, down face dog. Nice. Bend your right knee. Lean up into your left sit bone. Push with your left hand. Get some breath into the left lungs. Longer in the left side waist. Just a little longer through your breath. And then do the other side. And don't sacrifice the left side to get the space in the right. Keep the left side strong and structured, and just massage with your breath up into the right sit bone. Good. And then high plank pose, inhale. Tip forward, take a chaturanga, halfway down. Yeah, knees down is fine. And then an up dog, the deeper back bend, stretch, strong legs. Tops of the feet support you there. And roll back, down face dog. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your feet to the front of your mat. And a little bit hip distance-ish. Take the block right between your thighs. So grab the block and bring it up with a little pez between your thighs. And that will help you adjust the distance of the feet. And then flat back, airplane wing your arms back. Get some squeeze at the block. Push deeper into the feet and reach the hands up to the sky. Stand up. Good. We're going to take the hands behind our head today. So interlace your hands right behind the bony bulb of your head so you can't quite maybe see Leah. I don't know if she's in the screen or not, but You want to push down into your feet and action your feet straight down into the ground. Bring your thigh bones back slightly and your inner thighs. They don't squeeze together actively, but they engage so that they're wide awake. And if I came along and wanted to take your block, I wouldn't be able to snatch it from you. So bring your front ribs down and bring your heart in. Lift from your back ribs up. Lift from the back of your neck up. Push your head into your hands and your hands into your head so that your chin comes into your throat just slightly. Good. And then bring the shoulders a little bit lower and start to scoop with the shoulder blades. The front ribs are going to want to blow out, but resist that. Just lift the heart up with the shoulder blades, front ribs still down, but see if you can nudge yourself into the tight spots behind the back of the shoulder girdle to create just a little lift of the sternum. Keep pushing down into your feet. Action your inner thighs towards each other. Thighs back slightly, ribs down, heart scooping up. Can you scoop? There you go, Leah. That looks like a nice little lift into the tight spots. Beautiful. Keep the block right there. Lift the hands straight up. Straight up. Long arms reach up. Triceps lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. All the way down. A little bend in the knees is forgiving. Move the block out of the way. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank in one breath out or in 2 breaths, up to you. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down face dog. Nice, so I'm always encouraged when I see people taking their vinyasas in a very personal, individual way, so please take care of yourself, do that. Lift your right heel, inhale. Exhale, tuck the right knee under, push into your hands, pull your belly up, make the hips come higher, and then like you're taking a walk, heel to the ball of the foot, step your right foot forward. Crescent warrior. Bring your hands up and then anchor them at your hips, so just hands on hips. Inhale, straight your right knee, and exhale, bend your right knee. And even though it's the right leg that's taking action, the right leg that's straightening and bending, keep moving with your breath. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Even though you're moving the right leg, feel for the impact to the left leg. So keep strengthening down the back of your left leg and stretching the front of your left leg. And so feel how your left quadricep and your left hip flexor, the front of your left hip, get a little stretch there. Good. And then once you get into your lunge, so bend the right knee and hold. Beautiful. Take the hands up to the sky and then goalpost the hands. Bring the palms to face each other this time. Bring the shoulders lower. Tip the elbows forward. Breathe out all your air. Do you feel the shoulder blades scooping at your heart just slightly? Breathe your air out, front ribs down. That's it. Good. And then lengthen the arms. Inhale, pull with the pinky fingers and reach straight up. Get all you've got. Breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward face dog. Be generous. Be generous with the breath. Push down into the ground with the hands and up with the sternum. Exhale over your toes. Sometimes having plenty to think about as we move through these initial expressions of the asana is a way of staying calm, like you have something to engage your active mind around. Lift your left leg. Step your left knee to nose. We're going to pull a little extra core engagement. So the higher you can lift, the more space you'll have, the cleaner the step. Flex the left foot and place it heel to ball of foot like you're taking a walk. And come on up, and then we'll do our same little exercise of massaging deeper into some of the tissues. So hands to hips, straighten left knee and bend left knee. So the front one, Leah, straighten left and bend left. Strong, a little bit of your glute max of the right side waking up to engage so that the front of the right leg gets the length. We want some space and length down the quadricep, up the front body today. And for some of us, shimmying the right foot back for a little bit of a longer lunge might become possible. I don't know what Leah's feeling or what you're feeling, but sometimes that can happen. All right, now deep down into the lunge, go down low, and then hands up, goalpost arms, palms facing each other this time. Slide the shoulders down and squeeze them towards each other and scoop up with your heart. So if the front ribs want to blow out, that can be a part of your habit, you know, a part of your habit. And you can resist that reactivity, that habitual reaction by pulling the ribs down and in and engaging and really targeting where you want the lift. And then hands up and triceps long in the full reach, and give it your final breath in, Chaturanga Dandasana. Nice job. Inhale, rise with the heart, and exhale, roll over your toes. Deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Even though it's one breath, see if you can attend to the details. Exhale, fold. Push the feet down, action the inner thighs towards each other slightly. Rise straight up, hands to the sky. Shoulders low, lift the sternum. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen, stretch long, and pull your ribs up into your body. Exhale, Chaturanga. Take that core engagement with you. Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Lift the right foot. Pull the belly up as you step forward so that you get the nice smooth step. And then hands up, inhale. Exhale, goalpost arms. Slide deeper into your lunge. Bring the right shin forward. And then inhale, full expression. Reach up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Left leg lifts. And step. There you go. Looks good. Looks clean. Exhale, goalpost arms, and then inhale that extra breath in here so that you can really express yourself. Chatta. So the breath will give you a cadence, a rhythm. The breath can create some volume within your experience, and it can determine the tone or the emotional attitude. So deep breath, one more time through. Lift your hips. Bend your knees in front of your mat, and then the stretch and the fold. Stand up without losing your structure. Good, release. Stretch long. Land back. Up dog. Down dog, and then the right side. And you've got your pattern. You know where this is going. Just stay steady with it. Yeah, speaking of steady, there we go. You know, ultimately, that's what it's about anyway. It's finding your own experience and expression, your own personal ability to work with things calmly, systematically. If anxiety is contagious, then we need to become a little bit impervious to the anxiety of others, as well as working towards our own calm, our own management of that anxiety. Nice. So right there, down dog. Take a couple resting breaths. If you prefer to drop the forearms, you're welcome to. It'll just be a moment so that we know that everybody has Time to gather through your sequence. And then down face dog. And take your right heel high to the sky, bend the right knee, and open a little more space there. Good, and a big step forward. Crescent warrior. This time, taking her to warrior 2. Take the left hand down and behind you. Take the right hand up, bend the elbow like you're patting yourself on the back. Push your hand into the back of your right shoulder, or if that doesn't happen as readily for you, into the back of your head. And then bring your right elbow up, right armpit up. Breathe in, straight the right leg. Breathe out, bend the right knee. Keep the chin into the throat. Try not to drop your head onto the pillow. Neutralize your neck. And bend and straighten the right knee and massage, open the deep inner muscles up the right side body. So send the breath into your right armpit and get a little lift like a balloon is gonna float up your right armpit. So let it come from that space. Good. Nice. Last breath in, straight right leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Bend the right knee, set your gaze forward. Come into the stillness of it. See if you can locate with your mind's eye the flat of your right foot and know that you're anchored right there. And then locate with your mind's eye the knife edge of your left foot. Lift the inner arch a bit and know that you're anchored right there. Drive down into the back leg, step deep with the front foot. Exhale, right shin forward, inhale, reverse. One breath up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. Lift your left foot and bend your left knee. Drive down into your right heel to anchor yourself, and then a generous step forward. Go way up there with the foot, make it a big step. Hands up, and arms open, warrior 2. This time, right hand behind your back. Drop the right shoulder down. Right hand can anchor your right shoulder low, and then left hand up, pat yourself on the back. You could have a full bind, but for most of us, we'll be somewhere along the way. Inhale, straighten your left knee, and exhale, bend. There are deep muscles there. You can start to get a more tangible sense of the depth of your core. Bend your left knee and lift your left armpit and drop the left shoulder. Hold a couple breaths in reverse warrior there just to get the last little bit of juice out of it. And then your lunge and warrior 2. So I find one great antidote to anxiety and concern is finding the ground and feeling for the strength of my legs, the connection to something solid underneath. So you can use your lunge to support the attitude of your whole asana. The ease in the shoulders happens when the legs feel really strong and confident, and you don't have to hike your shoulders up to your ears. You start to unravel that tension. Gaze straight ahead, just a few breaths with a steady gaze. And all the dust settle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your hips. Bend your knees, walk or float the feet forward. You can take a flat back. Fold over your legs, snatch your block, move your feet apart a little bit to accommodate that. And flat back, you can go or take your arms back again, but this time we're gonna bend the knees and sweep the hands up for a chair pose. And bring your hands behind your head, head into hands, hands into head. So when the hands come behind the head, they're not low at the neck, but in the bony bulb, so that you can push back and elongate the back of the neck. Take your elbows a little bit wider and bring your shoulders a little lower. Now push down into your feet. And it might feel like there's a little bit of action that brings your feet away from each other, wake up the outer hip muscles, but use your inner thighs to action the to a bit tighter into the block. So it's more of an engagement than a movement. Front ribs down, heart in. Good. That's it. That's it. Really well structured. If it's well structured, there's going to be intensity. That's what happens when things are well structured, boxed in, nice and clear. You know, you're using the muscles, and that kind of muscular engagement creates a metabolic burn to it, and that's going to get intense. So keep checking through that checklist. Feet deep, inner thighs active, front ribs down, head, hands, shoulders. Keep going through that checklist and manage the intensity with some degree of non-reactivity. So Brene Brown defined calm is the ability to maintain a perspective of mindfulness that allows you to manage your emotional reactivity. And so when we take our mind through the different checklists, when we use our body to support us in being mindful of what our present moment experience is about, then we can become a little less reactive to the emotional waters, the waves that crash up and the things that flow through us. Good. Take your hands to the sky. Breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Remove the block. You did a great job. Just one and done on that. Toes touch if you like, but they don't have to. Inhale, flat your back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Heart high, breathe in, lift up, breathe in. Exhale, roll over your toes. Nice job, nice job. Right leg up, inhale. A big step forward, crescent warrior. Take the hands to prayer and rotate to the right, and then tip so that your left elbow comes on top of your right knee. Remember how we utilize the back leg in the first exercise of crescent lunge, and we're going to get that same idea where there's some strengthening in the glute and also some strengthening, but with the lengthening in the front of the left leg. So stay strong, lift your quad up, and then use your left hand to grab your right wrist. Squeeze your upper inner thighs together, push into the ground. This is reverse triangle. Grab your left wrist or your right hand wrist with your left hand and bring that up. You're pivoting to the left and stretching. Pull long in the arm, but drop low in your right shoulder. Breathe up into your right armpit. Roll down into the big toe mound of your right foot. Good. Lift the right side ribs, last breath, and then bend the right knee, side angle asana, tip. Leah's going right into extended side, and we'll all work there gradually, eventually. She's gonna anchor into the knife edge of her back foot. What's that? What's it supposed to be like this? Now you can do the hands straight up, but eventually you might want to explore your extended by palm of the left hand down and reaching over the head. And there's a little left side body opportunity there. Anchor to the knife edge of the left foot though, so that you get something very complete. What's the word? I don't know. Complete's gonna have to do it. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand down to the ground. Deep lunge twist. That's it. The right knee wants to buckle out. Action it in. Action it in. You can even take your right hand and hug around your right leg and pull your right shin back towards your body. So if you take the flat of the right hand to your right shin bone and push the right shin back, plug the big toe mound of the right foot down, and bring the right knee in towards the left armpit a little bit. You'll get the structure you're looking for. And then last time, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Three-legged dog. Bring the right heel up. Bend the right knee. Bend the right knee. Yeah, and then we're going to catch ourselves. Slide to a plank. Catch yourself with the right foot. Bring the right hand up to the sky. So a little side plank with a kickstand. Can you bring this foot back behind you? Good. Push into the ball of the right foot. Squeeze along the left side ribs. Push down into the left hand. Bring the hips up a bit higher. Good. That's it. Chaturanga Dandasana. So high plank, tip, low plank. Urdhva and Adho. You're welcome to blubber out the lips and yes, no, the head and shake off. When we get down into the nooks and crannies like that, there's an energetic release that happens. So you want to give that a moment to flush through, and then we'll dig into the other side. Lift your left leg, step your left foot. Bring the hands up and then to the heart. So I like a little rotate first. So rotate and then bring the elbow down to get your prayer twist. You really have to trust, very trustworthy in your back leg that's supporting you, keeping the low back safe. So straight and long and strong down the right leg. If the knee starts to buckle, then you know you've got a little signal that you're losing structure. When we lose structure, we lose safety. And the bottom hand, the right hand grabs the top wrist and bring that with you. Pivot, rotate, reverse triangle, pull a little. And stay grounded with the feet and lift up with the side ribs. Drop your right sit bone a little, good. And then bend the left knee and catch side angle, asana. And we'll give it some time. When you reach the right hand forward, pull the right shoulder away from the right ear. Notice how that feels, and then see if you can locate your left shoulder and pull your left shoulder back into your body as well. So sometimes you have to take a little of the weight. If you're leaning all your weight into your left forearm, then you're probably locking your left shoulder there. So if you float the left forearm for a moment and pull the left shoulder back away from the ear, you'll have an opportunity to restructure that for yourself. Yeah, I see Leah's getting a little quiver. She's deep in those muscles and they're giving her a little shake. Let's do 3 breaths all together. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, right hand down, deep lunge twist, left hand up. Good. And then feeling for the truth of it. Wrap your left hand around your left leg. Push your left thigh bone back in the hip pocket with your shin, from the shin. And then staying strong, she's lifting her right knee back here. I can see her working the back of the lunge. And then left hand up. And your left knee towards your right armpit towards your left knee. Just like that's the action you're looking for. Take some of the back bend out. Left hand down, 3-legged dog. And coming into high plank, side plank with a little kickstand. And using the leverage of your kickstand to lift yourself up. Push into the ground and lift the hips. Good. Nice. High plank, low plank. Careful with your breath. Go slow. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in and sigh out. Nice. Let's drop the knees and come to a moment of seated meditation. So sit your hips on your heels, no toes pose, just a hero's pose. And you can use the same idea, left hand on your sternum, right hand on your forehead. This is a little trick for supporting the nervous system and quieting. And then left hand stays and right hand to the low belly. Relax your throat, that will help your breath quiet. Nice work, down face dog. Inhale, lift your hips, bend your knees, bring your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, flatten the back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Bring your right knee up and wrap an eagle. You can take your arms to the goalpost that we practiced earlier so that you can feel the shoulders dropping, and then wrap your right arm under the left. Breathe deeply into the side ribs. Go soft down into the seat of it. You might bring your right sit bone back the tiniest little bit. The hips tend to shift. And then we're transitioning to dancing Shiva. So unwrap the arms, lift the right knee. Take the left hand to the right knee. Get tall first, push down into your left foot and get tall. That's an inhale. And then exhale, take the right hand behind you. Move yourself towards a twist. Leah's choosing to take the right hand behind the back because she knows that's helpful in dropping the right shoulder and keeping her structure feeling a little more safe. And it's interesting, you can adapt these poses to what you're going through in your life. You know, when we're coming through stressful times, you might take asana variations that give you more structure, that help you feel grounded and calm. You might not use these times to push yourself to edges, but rather use these times to use your practice to support you in staying calm. We're going to take a deep lunge twist from here. So cartwheel the right hand over, stretch the right leg back, drop the right hand down, take the left hand up, and this time drop the back knee. Take the left hand behind the back or the left hand to the right foot. So if you're able to get the full bind, you're welcome to. The target here is just a bit more stretch to the front of the right quadricep. And so if you'd like to play with this one step further, you could take the heart up on an inhale, and even keeping your bind, bow your head, forehead towards the ground on the exhale. And that's a little vinyasa movement. So inhale up and exhale bow. It's called Radha Krishna. Radha being the feminine and Krishna being the masculine of partnership of love and romance. So rise up and bow down. Good, and then a release of the bind. Hands on either side of your left foot, straight your left leg for half Hanuman. Oh, well, we are going to get to pyramid, Leah. That's a good idea, though. You could have hopped right to it, but I thought I'd give you a half Hanuman first. Good. Now bend the left knee, flat the left foot. She has ESP, she could tell. Pyramid pose. Pop your stance a little bit shorter. And then hopefully the block is right there nearby. Put that in the right hand. Come flat in your back first. Pull your left sit bone back slightly, and then wave your left hand up or take your left hand behind your back. Even using the eyes similarly, you know, the eyes down gives you a sense of grounded, calm connection to earth. And the eyes up might be a really beautiful, brilliant, radiant expression, but might be too much certain times. Nice. Hands down, pyramid sigh onto your left leg. Just release. And then we'll step forward. So a little bend in the left knee so that you can bring your right foot to meet the left. Step forward. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's do another one. Inhale, flat back. And fold. And third and final. Breathe into length. Release, and then chair pose. We'll catch the other side. Lift your left knee up to wrap eagle. We used goalpost arms to drop the shoulders. You're welcome to do that again. Left elbow under. Last couple of breaths, work yourself into your expression. Low with the hips, forward with the forearms, lift the elbows, bring the chin in, and then gentle unwrap. Lift your left knee, tall first, twist second. Push deep down into your right foot and flex your left foot. Even though the foot isn't on the ground, the flexed foot gives you more stability. Bring your left knee down a little bit, Leah. There you go. See? Yeah. Okay, deep lunge twist. Stretch back. Left hand up. Right hand up, sorry. And the back knee down for your bind. So the target, the front of your left quadricep. Your Radha Krishna breath, if you found that helpful. And if your right hand is behind your back and you're just dropping into the hips and you're using your breath to open up that space. Yeah, you can have a little bit of twist in your experience or less twist. Nice work, ladies and gentlemen. Half Hanuman. Tuck your chin, relax your jaw. Breathe into the back of your heart with a generous inhale and exhale. Bend the right knee, push into the floor, hop up pyramid. Block to the left hand this time, flat back first. Lower, level out the low back, and then rotate. This is one of the asanas that I used to, when I first started doing yoga, I used to have my bottom hand to the outside of the foot. I had all this, I thought it was really lovely, but what I was doing in order to get that was cranking through my low back. So over time, I've come to appreciate that. That's not available to me in a safe way. So it looks as if my asana has regressed, but it's really matured. The low back is leveled out. You probably have the block on the left side, the inside arch side of the foot. So last breath in, exhale, pyramid pose. And set the block aside, bring the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Sun A, stand up. Bow down deep. Lengthen your back. Step back, high plank pose. Bring your knees to the ground. Lower yourself down. Take a little cobra. And exhale, push back to child's pose. So we're gonna take a real camel, full camel now. So bring yourself up to stand on your knees. Bring your block with you and put your block between your thighs. All of the pieces and the parts are right there in your body. You're gonna push down into the top of the feet, push down into the knees, action the inner thighs towards each other slightly. Take the hands up behind the head. Push the head into the hands into the head. Make your neck long and integrate your chin, jaw up onto jaw into the throat. Bring the shoulders low. Bring the elbows wider, wider, wider. Good. Bring shoulders low, elbows wide. Lift your sternum up. Just do that much. Bring your front ribs in and your heart in and your sternum up. Keep strong and structured in your legs. The block is there for a reason. Go ahead and use it. Beautiful. Now sit your hips on your heels and take a couple breaths. Come back up, restructure, and then see if you can go a little bit deeper. Perhaps the hands come to the low back and the shoulders can slide closer to each other and a little bit deeper. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, push down into your knees, front ribs down. Nothing thrusting forward, everything lifting and lengthening. Nice, and sit your hips on your heels. Release and take a couple breaths. All right, third and final expression. If you're going hands to heels, this is your opportunity. But take yourself through one step at a time, checking in. Yeah, so even during intense times, we want to be able to open the heart and lift and radiate. We're in a place of reactivity. If we're in a place of anxiety, then organically we'll be tightening and closing up. So staying calm gives us a chance to be as open as possible, regardless of the challenges. Last breath in, sternum up, and exhale. Sit your hips on your heels. Nice job. Set the block aside, take a down dog, a little bit of a short down dog, so walk your feet a little bit closer, and then take your right hand to your left ankle. Rotate through the spine a little. And the other side. Nice. I'm going to ask you to come to all fours now. And a few sweeps of the arm, right arm out and up, and then right arm under. We're going to go to thread needle, but let's sweep up and down a few times. So bring the right arm up and rotate, and bring the right arm under and soften, and then stretch up and stretch up and stretch way up, and then glide all the way under. And thread needle right there, just rest. Walk your left hand forward and add a little bit of a secondary sensation, or you can take your left hand behind your back and add that secondary sensation. And if you're feeling super snazzy, you can float your back leg. It would be your left leg coming off the ground, back behind you. Maybe bend the knee and catch the foot with the hand. Yeah, we worked all those pieces and parts open. So it could be right there for you today. Just be sure that you feel as if you're squeezing your inner thighs together. Your left knee isn't winging out to the side. Good. That's it. Beautiful. If you have that line, release it, come back to the ground. And modified side plank. Push into the ground with your left hand, reach your right hand up, stretch your right leg back. Good. All fours then. And left side. Out and up, under and down, and a few sweeping movements. As you sweep up, push deeper into the ground with your stabilizing hand, with your right hand. Good. And then you're landing. Go ahead and land. So it's just really important to be tuned into what you're experiencing. Sometimes in the reactivity, we can come into places of anxiety and not even realize how very triggered we are, how very elevated we are. So if you need to be here on the ground, if you need to not challenge yourself, then stay. But if you want to move towards that binding, balancing, back bending shape, then you can step your way through. Brene's conversation was about our over and under functioning that happens when we are triggered into a state of anxiety. So it was a very rich conversation that she was offering in terms of our habits when things get challenging and we get triggered. Opportunities to practice calm are only available to those who are aware, who have opened their mind up to the conversation itself. Otherwise, it's just autopilot. Nice, okay. Release your bind, come back to the ground, and then stretch yourself open, modified side plank. Got it. And then I'd like to offer you a frog pose. So come to all fours, turn yourself in any direction that pleases you. Knees wide. You're welcome to find the wall. Remember, if you're on the wall, then your bum is located shin length away from the wall. So we're looking for 90 degrees. You don't want your bum close to the wall in a supine frog. You want the toes pointing out and the heels coming lower to the ground. So from where I sit, his heels can come lower so that they're even to the knees. That's going to get her in the target area, the inner groin stretch. We used our inner groin our inner groin muscles, our adductors, inner thigh muscles, we used them to stabilize ourselves a lot today. So go ahead and relax and let them have a little bit of rest here. Take a deep breath in and let out a sigh. We're going to stay for just one more minute. That might be 5 or 6 breaths, depending on how slowly you're breathing. So use your breath to release and relax any final little bits of tension can be released. This is a very deep asana for your skeletal muscular system, but also for your energetic system. So sliding out is really important. Compassion as you slide out. So if you're on your back, you'll just wrap your arms around your knees like a little hug. And if you're on your belly, either slide forward or push back to a child's pose. Let your body rebound. Let your tissues have a couple of moments here. And then we'll meet on our backs for supine twist. You can do that really in any way that you prefer. Looks like Leah's going to hug her knees and just drop the knees to the side. If you prefer an eagle leg or one bent knee and one long leg, any variation is fine. We're just taking a final rinse through the spine and reducing the activity and quieting it all down. Go ahead and switch sides. And then take a happy baby. Putting this block over here because I'll offer Leah the opportunity to do legs up a wall to start her Shavasana, or for some of us it might be the whole Shavasana. If you get there and it feels really sweet, you're welcome to stay. Take a moment here for your happy baby, and when you're ready, you can slide a block underneath and lift the hip heels, or the feet up over the hips. Or you can just lay yourself out in Shavasana if that doesn't sound like your kind of thing. Legs up the wall, one of the most relaxing, calming asanas that we have in the yoga practice. It does a lot to quiet the nervous system and support rest and digest functioning in your body. Take a deep breath in and hold the air in for a moment, and then let the exhale come out your mouth. And let yourself rest. Hey, hold on, hold on. Okay, deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your knees into your chest, and if you have the block underneath your bum, you can bring your feet to the floor and remove that. Yeah. And then curl to your right side in a fetal position. And push up to seated. Hands at your heart center. And please accept my most sincere wishes for you, for your calm, and for your well-being. Thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Namaste. Thank you, Leah. Yeah. Thank you, Brene Brown. The podcast is on Unlocking Us, and it's called Brene on Anxiety. And thanks to DJ Taz for sharing his music.